Huge giveaway, massive prizes, enter here to win. I don't know, baking has just been speaking to me lately. Stop listening. An entire neighborhood created to drive people with OCD insane. We've come full circle. X-ray of a 900-pound man kinda blows that big-boned theory out of the door. Fork with no holes, call that a Do you guys think cavemen argued with each other about media consumption? Grug spent too much time listening to story. No, the hell he's not. Young Stroker the body snatcher will be joining you along your route. You are still on schedule. Yes, I am. Please be gentle. Everything we say at funerals should be said at birthday parties instead. We leave so much love unspoken. Happy birthday. Thanks. You will be greatly missed. What? Did any other people kind of mature in this way? I fucking love my hyperfixation. I used to be so cringe and lame. I fucking love my... I love when vets knock before they come into the room. Like, yes, my dog is naked, but they also arrived that way. I ordered a high-powered magnet, 1,000 pounds plus, and I think it may have gotten stuck to the delivery truck. Undeliverable. This dog never wants to hear about anyone complain about his barking again. What's your name, sweetheart? Fuck off, loser. Sounds exotic. I'm poor. I think a Japanese person is pretending to be an American in a YouTube chat for a Japanese invitational-only event, and it's so funny. Ah, shoot dang a Sonic. Well, fellas, I think this is going to be a slow set, am I right? I rejected this sweet guy various times, then a couple months later, he's dating someone new. I saw him on the train with her after school. Then once I got home, I cried. Why are little kids so obsessed with construction? Just walked by a mom holding her toddler up so he could watch some guys jackhammer a sidewalk. He couldn't look away. Happiest day of his life. A customer got creative with their unused buttons. Invisibility, eject, missiles, ludicrous speed. The best evidence I can muster that humans are smarter than cats is that we don't chase laser dots on the carpet, says a man whose career is based on studying tiny pinpoints of light in the sky. I googled Microsoft login, and it tried to suggest I log in as a specific senior software engineer at Microsoft. Made pesto with the addition of some herbs I grew from seeds in my home. Tasted like shit. I had cereal after. This kid's parents is the worst at taking pictures. Y'all really think people had all these digestion problems and illnesses hundreds of years ago? Be honest. Diarrhea was like #1 cause of death worldwide for most of recorded history. When you're in a hotel, do you ever rub a pencil over the notepad to see what the last occupant wrote? You definitely shouldn't. It's weird. Don't. What did he discover? Why are M and N so similar in sound and shape? There's no other pair of letters that sound like that. There's actually some really cool history behind this, but I'm not going to tell you. 100% fine with that. Literacy is a prison. Once you learn to read, you can't stop doing it. If you see words, you're going to read them. I hate that. Oppressive. I never stop thinking about this. Might mess around and let nature reclaim me. What does this mean? Does this mean you're going feral or just lying in the dirt for a while? Yeah. Yes, you were in my belly. Why? Tears in her eyes. Why did you eat me? I told my son, you were once an egg in my belly. He did not give me any reaction that time, but the day after, he was crying so hard and asked me, am I your son or a chicken's? I sent all of my Sims to university, and they all became computer scientists and proved that they were living in a simulation. So I unplugged my computer. Who was the first person to see a frozen leg and be like, get me my sharpest shoes? Pixar fell off so hard. Like, what even is that? Bro, Pixar thought this was a dog in 1985. Guys wearing this hat will have a 125% chance of referring to movies as films. Japan's greatest tragedy is having the world's best toilets and no Mexican food. What's the point of owning a Ferrari if you never take it to the track? How to fast travel, down NyQuil, and sleep on the public bus. Tried to do this and saw a man sitting in the bag, eating an entire whole cucumber, and remembered I cannot fast travel with enemies nearby. Just wanted to let everyone who made fun of my major know that my degree did in fact lead to no employment. Met my online friends for the first time. Loki, don't even mess with them. Stop, because this is my worst fear. With every online friend I've met up with, we ended up making... Bruh, why? For years, I struggled to recreate my grandmother's recipes, till I discovered that tablespoon in her recipe book didn't actually mean tablespoon, but referred to this random spoon she had in her kitchen, and all the other measurements in there had similar logic. God, I want to be invited to this so bad. Katy Perry shares photos dressed as ginger. This is literally an SEO scam. Previously, if you typed Katy Perry ginger, there were articles about her growing ginger out of human corpses in her cellar. But now, it's just this. She's playing you. Using a knife to open everything is absolutely the opposite of monkey brain human posts. Monkey brain. Just use your hands to open this packet. it. It's easy. It's designed to be opened by bare hands. Human brain. Ho ho ho. Look who invented tools. My dad knew a guy who swallowed a radioactive pill or something in science class when he was in 12th grade. They never found out if it did anything to him because he got stabbed to death a few months later. Rest in peace, goddamn. Some people just exist. You are boring as hell if you cannot have fun without drugs. Jada Smith says her and Will Smith have been separated since 2016. The craziest thing about this is that Will probably found this news at the same time as us. Black Cat's wanting to be auditioned for a horror movie, 1961. I shaved my eyebrows. It looks horrible. I know Blizzard gets a lot of hate, but personally, I don't think it gets enough. In Australia lives a bird that deliberately spreads wildfires. The black kites, also known as firehawks, spread fire by carrying burning sticks to new locations in their beaks. Who decided that skeletons are scary? Because honestly, I would be more scared if the muscular system suddenly walked into my room, saw this Mad Max looking thingy under someone's barn in South Louisiana. It's an old dozer with the stuff welded on the front. First of all, lower your fucking voice. Welcome to SeaWorld, you little fuckers. Playing Subway Surfers, holding Subway, on the subway. A murder mystery where every character believes themselves to be responsible for the death and tries their best to cover it up. The real kicker is that the guy died from natural causes. Motion sickness is so embarrassing. Like, oh no, the car is moving. Why don't I throw up about it? She's freezer burns. When you drink cold water after chewing mint gum. Do you hear that? I'm chewing peppermint. Way better. It's crazy that they only just figured out tectonic plates in the 60s. A child in the 50s would say, it seems like South America and Africa would fit together, and his mum would go, that's cute, honey. Would you like a cigarette? It's a bird. St. Louis Zoo welcomes its newest edition. Huge fan of whatever the hell this thing is. I am in the 1% of the population with this, but I really do not enjoy summer. I love the winter. Like, if you are cold, you can put on a hoodie. You can grab a blanket and snuggle. Like, when you're hot, what do? Rip your skin off? Finally, someone understands me. Yes. Fuck summer. Fuck the heat. Fuck. I love when people edit their pictures so much the background goes wobbly, but they don't care. She didn't edit it. It just looks like that because some buildings in Korea are built over hills and mountains, so the floors are uneven. There is actually no way you believe it's unedited. I always believe women. Someone's entire work uniform, like the hat, shirt, and pants, is just thrown on the ground in this parking lot. They quit. Bro, this isn't funny. He despawned. Please delete this. I don't know what that powder was the man in the park gave me, but I like it. This is the greatest Halloween decoration I've ever seen. Those teenagers deserved it. Change our mind. Happy retirement. I've been asked to say a few words about my time at this company. Swear jar. There are two types of girls in this world. The left one be sleeping by 9 because she's got to get up early for her bank teller job. The one on the right is unemployed. If I had a nickel for every time I found a grape with a giraffe on it, I would have 2 nickels, which isn't a lot, but it's weird that it's happened twice, right? If you wear a falconry glove to the park and frantically look around the sky, everyone with a small dog will leave. I love when people in 60k cars want to play road rage with me. My car is worth $900 and my life sucks. I will kill— What the fuck? The new cat taught the old cat how to eat like this. Corporate executives, when their company made 100 billion, but they expected to make 101 billion. Our company is in a crisis. This farm owner was denied a council permit to build a horse shelter. Fortunately, you don't need a permit to build a table and chairs. Rate my setup. 10 out of 10. This is why I don't talk to new guys, cause what? Copy. What are you doing? In class right now. How about you? Currently taking a shower. Just realized how big my thing is. Why I'm not a professional golfer is beyond me. My baby idiot watching her favorite show, carbonated beverage. I couldn't open this jar of peaches. My mom and I were driving and I decided to call my grandma, and my grandma was like, hey sweetie, I can't talk right now. Your mom is at the door. And I was like, Grandma, I'm driving with mom right now. And my grandma just said, oh darn, you caught me. I just don't want to talk. Invents a device to talk to cats. Oh god, finally, you understand whenever I meow for hours. It's because I want wet food. I know this was so opaque for you. No, I knew you wanted wet food the whole time, but you can't have it whenever you want. First of all, fuck you. Mom, said my 6-year-old, look at your child. So I looked, and there, sitting cross-legged in a miniature lawn chair, was my 2-year-old drinking A1 sauce straight out of the bottle. Red-blooded American shit right there. I recognize that there have been much worse gamer insults, but some teenager yelled, raise your credit score, bitch. during Call of Duty, and it completely messed me up. How did he know? What does this mean? My boyfriend went to a private school his whole life, so when I said, you know the cookie monster pajama pants monster girl energy, he said, huh? And when I said, wait, did no one in your high school ever wear a tail? He said, what? I just told my husband in a very distressed tone that I stepped on a slug on my way back inside and I was barefoot and traumatized, and he said to me, Rodrigo, did you step on Rodrigo? If you name your child after any licensed Coca-Cola product, they pay for their college tuition. Similarly, if you name your child after any Olive Garden menu item, they eat free for life. Don't ask me how I know this. This is the information they try to keep from you. First, from scratch cake. Any tips on how to get red instead of pink buttercream would be awesome. One of my favorite types of TikToks is 16-year-old boys messing around in their mum's closet when she isn't home. Why my mum got these big flat screen shades? It's his mum Garnet from Steven Universe. Love is when you want to make yourself a cute hobby for sister, but you also make them a pizza corner. I pledge alliance to the flag. What do you think of the moon? I hope it stays where it is. I don't know how to tell you this, but it moves a little sometimes. What the devil are you talking about? I'm so glad the music at the club be loud, because I be farting in there. I love having equal bargaining power with my employer. If they fire me, I won't have a place to live anymore. But if I fire them, they will have to deactivate my email, probably fill out some forms. Cannot imagine the hassle. Bro, I've just been grounded. FML. Why? I don't know, but I've had my phone taken away, and I don't know when I'll get it back. What are you typing on now? The smart TV. 8-year-old. If I can guess what our basketball game score will be before the game starts, how much money will you give me? The exact score. $5. It'll be 0-0 because I said the score before it started. Hand it over. My daughter went to a Laser Quest birthday party yesterday. She said her username to a girl. I asked her why she didn't pick Bloodstone or Skull Crusher. She said, so every time I zapped a boy, they would know it was a girl that took them out. Proud dad. The price of 12 pieces of chalk at Target versus at a college bookstore. I think this might be one of the funniest... Making my parents share their locations with me was an amazing idea. Mom, go fetch dad. He's prowling the street. I like to prowl. I opened the door for a second and he just scooted out. I'm going to get treats to see if I can come lure him back. I'm checking temperatures today at work and this lady walks in. I check her temperature and she says loudly, you said my temperature 100 and what? Let me go home. She really left. It was only 96. Yo, please help. I was watching a Schlapp video on my Schlapp Maxing. A man from jail called me today. And I accepted the call. I don't know why, but he was like, I just dialed a random number. How's life on the outside? Need a math nerd to solve the following problem. I make my son a peanut butter sandwich. Rectangle, no crust. Let's say 5 inches by 4. I cut it diagonally into 2 triangles. However, he wants squares. If he weighs 55 pounds, how much force is needed to launch him into the sun? Me crushing the lesbian chalk in front of the lesbians at the lesbian factory. Cats will be like, Meow. And every human in the vicinity will be like, yes ma'am, you're so right. You know everything. We love you. Drunk 9 a.m. coworker has upgraded to blasting cigarettes into the bathroom. Excited to see where this takes us. Their trajectory is possibly the most important in history. Today at work, a girl at my register was heatedly explaining to her mother that wearing a dinosaur costume to her school's Decades Day was, in fact, perfectly acceptable because her teachers did not specify any particular decades. The kids are alright. I don't get scared in haunted houses because I refuse to give former theater majors that much power over me. A lady at work today told me she drove a Maserati. I was like, dang, that's cool. Those are nice. And she was like, yeah, they're so underrated. Kinda caught me off guard. So when she left, I went to the window. I wonder if this lady knows she drives a Mazda. Still not over the fact that when I got my prosthetic legs, they were like, do you want to be taller? And I was like, yeah. And they made me 2 inches taller. You wish you were me. Loving this new TikTok trend of 14-year-olds thinking 1998 was actually the 1800s. One time I was walking after I cried, and these kids on bikes passed me, and I heard one go, it's an emo girl, let's bark at her. And the other one said, no, don't, she looks sad. Okay, I deleted that last post because it was dark, but my point on pretzel buns still stands. Just going off this sentence, I literally cannot imagine the content of the deleted post. You can tell someone grew up reading because they know how many words, and they pronounce them all wrong. They'll be like, yeah, I know what a viscount is. I do have a good rapport with the team. We are the epitome of good performance. I told a kid who can't read, Jumbo Josh was behind her, and he immediately went for the zipper, frantically trying to get in. I have been crying laughing for an hour. My homeboy rents his car out to people on Turo, and somebody rented his Camaro from him for 4 days, right? They tinted his window, brought his shit back with tinted windows. Why? You realize you've misheard your daughter. There's actually a mobster under the bed. Ba bing, bada bing bing. I'm sleeping here. Turns on nightlight. Voice from under the bed. Hey, Pally, what's the big idea? The way Normal stands in this picture is literally the most thug gangster stuff. Like, holy hell, it's so cool. I was in Publix and saw this woman buying loads of eggs in front of me. She turned and looked at me and said, I don't actually like eggs. My daughter's boyfriend cheated on her and I'm going to egg his car. Tonight, a 19-year-old in the bar very nicely asked me if I could give them a refund on a vodka Coke they bought because they realized they were too drunk and drinking it would be a bad idea. A move, both so ballsy and sincere. I couldn't possibly refuse. I thought in all US states you must be at least 21 to purchase alcohol. I am one of the dozens of people worldwide that live in a country that's not America. Summer 2003, my first class. I had a student bring her 5-year-old daughter to several of my classes. I was talking about sharks, and this little girl raises her hand, so I call on her. Finding Nemo has a shark? Yes, it does. Still one of my favorite classroom exchanges. What is the weirdest thing you do regularly in the shower? Eat whole watermelons. Normally, you have to eat them with careful risk of becoming intertwined in their sticky juices. However, in the shower, you can chow down with reckless abandon like a swarm of locusts upon a bountiful harvest. There is nothing more liberating in this life or the next. My boyfriend was born and raised in Vegas, so when I visit his family, I get a vacation. But when he visits my family, he gets to sleep in my childhood bedroom in the woods of MA, where there's one restaurant. Quiet hours start at 8. And for fun, my mum suggests we go through this pile. Not to be a Halloween Scrooge, but I don't like that everyone uses stencils to carve their pumpkins now. Jack-o'-lanterns are supposed to be extremely unimpressive. You should have a vision in your head and then not be able to execute it. That's what Halloween is all about. Why does this texture pack have this dog? It kind of looks like Smile Dog, but if it was severely disappointed in your actions. To give you an idea of how boring the lives of people on Twitter are, there is currently a 2013 tweet from an account that hasn't been active since 2013 that is now blowing up because someone word searched a slur. They're investigating it. You literally looked up a reason to be mad. If you're a 15 to 19-year-old girl, I suggest you put all of your trust into that guy you like. It's time to learn a valuable lesson. Why would you do this to the girlies? Canon event, unfortunately. OMG, he smiled. It's so faint, but that's the most emotion he has shown yet. Not to burst your bubble, but that's a straight line. Minecraft's new frogs were briefly swallowing goats whole. It was better. With command blocks, they could swallow anything, even the player. If you had them do that, the instance would crash immediately, and you can never access that saved world again, since the player was removed. Holy shit.